Do you remember that scene at Independence Day where Jeff Goldblum's character finds the secret hidden message inside the alien communication that was basically counting down to the destruction of the entire human race? Yeah, this is kind of exactly the same thing. And my Jeff Goldblum moment happened at 2 a.m. yesterday. But before I dive deep into my conspiracy theory, please subscribe, help us grow here on YouTube so you can get all the MotoGP content you can possibly imagine. And I always respond to comments, so come on, let's talk MotoGP. In order to understand the full breadth of my cockamamie conspiracy theory, you need a little bit of context. And this goes back to the silly season in MotoGP this year, which has been wild. There is one team that has kind of flown under the radar, and up until only a couple weeks ago, their 2025 rider lineup was not set at all. And I am talking about the Aprilia independent team, American-owned Trackhouse MotoGP. And then just a short time ago, we got a tweet from CEO Justin Marks flipping through a Tinder of athletes looking for his rider, which teased us that they made a decision, and that decision was to retain Raul Fernandez for 2025 and 2026. Seems like the Spaniard has turned enough heads to guarantee himself 2 more years at Trackhouse. But what about the other seat? Because it was seeming less and less likely that Miguel Oliveira was going to stay with the team. Then some news broke this last week that I was not ready for, that Trackhouse Racing was actually in deep talks with Ayogura, the Japanese Moto2 rider. If you know me, if you know this channel, you've seen me rock the Ayogura hat. I'm a huge fan. I think he belongs in MotoGP, and I have petitioned that someone other than Honda look at this guy to bring him up. But I was not ready for that headline. But hold the phone. Here is where the conspiracy theory kicks in. 4 days ago, the Twitter account for the Trackhouse MotoGP team tweeted out a seemingly innocent tweet about Pat Hennon, the first American to win a World Championship level 500cc race. Now, 1 tweet isn't very suspicious, 2 tweets isn't very suspicious, but 3 tweets with an overarching pattern, something that it would take Jeff Goldblum to see. There's something there beneath the surface. Because over the last 4 days, the Trackhouse MotoGP Twitter account has called a shout out and biography to basically every single American that has ever won in the premier class of World Championship motorcycle racing. After the Pat Hennon tweet, it was Kenny Roberts, then Randy Mamola, then Freddie Spencer, then Eddie Lawson, then Kevin Schwantz, then Wayne Rainey. John Krasinski was next, and finally Kenny Roberts Jr. Now, could this be a simple ode to the American history in the premier class of motorcycle racing at the World Championship level? Possibly, but it seems to me like they're counting down to something. They're working their way to the present. Because after the likes of Kenny Roberts Jr., which they already tweeted about, we still have Colin Edwards, Nikki Hayden, and Ben Spies to tweet about. And last but not least, if my conspiracy theory is correct, they will be announcing Joe Roberts as the next American in MotoGP. Just like Independence Day, these tweets are a hidden pattern that is going to build up to a big announcement, and they promised us an announcement before Silverstone, and they've been tweeting like mad to get all of these out before that race. So if that happens, you heard it here first. Don't forget it, Horsepower Rodeo got you covered.